Marriage is a pretty big deal. Everyone wants to marry who they love and who can make them happy. Choosing one spouse can be more difficult than completing a doctorate degree in physics. The apprehension that the wrong choice might be made has often scared many away from settling down. How then can one know when it is the right time to settle? In this video, I'm going to share with you 9 signs that you have found the woman you should marry. 1. She shares similar interests with you. When she laughs at your type of jokes and enjoys the same type of movies, this is not enough proof that she shares similar interests with you. You need to actually engage in a lot of conversations to figure this out. Some key things to consider include whether she has the same financial blueprint with you. Does she think money is made for spending, or does she talk about investment and interest rates? Whether or not she's a Democrat or Republican may play an insignificant role. Find out whether she reads if you do. Whether she is interested in constant learning and traveling. If those are the things you love doing, there is nothing as bad as living with someone that doesn't understand you. Do not be in a hurry to call it quits or commit. Take your time. Be patient. It is better to marry a bit later than marry sooner and have problems. 2. She is accommodating of your flaws. It is not always easy to find someone that gets you. You may like your coffee black, just because, and keep your clothes strewn all over the place to retain your creative juice. This may be offensive to most ladies. Your flaws can be anything at all. Finding someone who still likes you despite your flaws is a really great sign that the relationship may work long term. She may influence you in the long run to become more organized like her, but her willingness to not dismiss you simply because of your flaw is a great sign. It is important to know that not everyone who accommodates your flaws is a good fit, but most people who are good fits will do so. 3. She respects your opinion. Every man craves respect in a relationship, above everything else. A lady who respects your views and defends it in public is an asset. When you are young, you are likely to be more opinionated than when you are older. Having a partner who doesn't always criticize you can be super helpful. Does she laugh at your views with her friends? You need to be extremely careful when deciding to commit. Long-term relationships are not easy to come out of. It's best to avoid such relationships if you have not met the person you are comfortable with. According to Shinti Feldhahn, marriage expert and researcher, a man's highest need is to feel respect, whereas a woman's highest need is to feel loved. If you don't feel she respects you or your values, this is a red flag. If you persist in such a relationship, you will only end up unhappy. 4. She apologizes when she does something wrong. Everyone thinks they are right, but in relationships, if one person doesn't apologize, disagreements are bound to become the order of the day. When you have arguments, does she ever apologize, even if she was not at fault? Apologizing sometimes isn't about who is right or wrong. It is about valuing your partner more than you value being right. If she never apologizes, this is a red flag. If she always apologizes, this is a good sign. It can mean that in the future, the two of you will have fewer arguments. 5. She feels your pain. You need to note her reaction when you told her you lost your job. What did she say? What did she do? When you are ill, does she call? The goal is not to find the perfect woman. No such woman exists. It is finding the one who is the right fit and then growing into a perfect couple together. A woman who doesn't show empathy when you're in pain now is unlikely to start when you're both in a long-term relationship. Can she relate with your sense of loss over investment and the contest that you have worked hard at? Does she dismiss your feelings as unnecessary? Be as attentive as possible and spot these things as they occur. Picking who you will marry is a tricky business. If you make any mistake, your unhappiness may not even end in just divorce. 6. She makes you happy. You need to ask yourself whether you enjoy having her around and answer sincerely. Are you always excited when you guys have a date, or are you indifferent? Does her calling bring a smile to your face? Do you look forward to speaking with her at night after a long day at work? Does having her as a part of your life make you feel grateful? If your answer to all this is yes, then you are already on a smooth journey to a great long-term relationship. If someone doesn't make you happy, the tall tales are present. The way you put her calls on mute, the way you have other plans when it's time for you guys to hang out, the way you always have work to do when she calls. If she makes you unhappy, you will know. Do you and her a favor and call it quits. 7. She gives you a sense of peace and comfort. Have you ever met a woman when you think of her, You feel at a strange feeling of comfort and peace. You may not even currently be dating now, but this is one of the signs that you have found a woman you can marry. Does she appear flawless to you? Does her smile also make you smile? Does she hold your hand and hug you on days you're super exhausted from work? If you find such a woman, do not let her go. Some women will add to your troubles rather than your peace. Those who bring peace with them are very valuable. 8. She makes you comfortable being yourself. You may already know by now that some women make you feel kept on your toes all the time. You dress in an uncomfortable suit to go out on dates and take an Uber, even though you would rather ride your bike. Identifying that you do not feel comfortable around any woman will help you see how incompatible you are with them. For long-term relationships, it is best to be yourself. Nobody likes surprises in relationships. If she doesn't want you for you, let her be. If she makes you feel comfortable around her, this is a good sign. 9. She drives you crazy. Does she drive you crazy? Does she make you feel like she is the only thing that matters? If she drives you crazy, this is also a great sign. It means that you probably love her more than you realize. The signs will point out that the lady is eligible. It will, however, not decide for you. Take your time, consider your options, and make your decision. Your long-term happiness depends on it. When you're young, you need all the love and support you can get. Men who have married wrong seldom achieve their goals.